UBC
is also the Treasurer
General
of NOTU,
National Organization of Trade Unions.
Interesting. So we have a very interesting person in the studios of UBC, and we'd love to learn from him today how the people of Uganda are going to tap into the opportunities that are within non-allied movement, the 19th non-allied movement Kampala Summit. What is not the union about? If you can give us the preamble shortly before we talk about the non-allied movement.
Like I've been introduced, Mauku Richard Moses is my name. I'm the General Secretary of Uganda Hotels, Food, Tourism, Supermarkets and Allied Workers Union. In short, we refer to ourselves as HTS Union. But I also double as the Treasurer General of National Organization of Trade Unions. I wish to take occasion to salute you most sincerely and wish you the very best during the year 2024. Uganda Hotels, Food, Tourism, Supermarkets and Allied Workers Union is one of the about 44 or 47 unions that are registered and operating in Uganda. Our mandate is drawn from Article 29 and 40 of the National Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, but also we function by the Labour Unions Act of 2006. As any other union, our functionality is derived from that law, the Labour Unions Act of 2006. Our union is registered to organize and negotiate or represent the workers in that jurisdiction of hotels, food processing industries, tourism sector, the supermarkets, and the allied subsectors. A duty that we have done since 1957. I wasn't even there, but that is the formation of the union.
The union is older than you?
By far.
Interesting.
The union was formed in 1957 in Lake Victoria Hotel Entebbe. So it is the same union we have. We were born and we have grown. We are living to serve in it, and we shall leave it for our grandchildren as well. So our duty is simply to represent the interests of the workers within our sector. And the best way to represent these workers, it is to also take care of the interest of the sector itself. So we get to understand a little more about what happens within the tourism, hospitality, and hotel subsectors. That is where we draw our membership from, and those are the people that we represent, and we negotiate these collective agreements with the employers within the sector, both at national level and at individual level. Then as NOTU, National Organization of Trade Unions, is the umbrella organization where I also serve as the Treasurer General in NOTU. On the matter of...
how do you understand now?
On the matter of the non-allied movement, it is a formulation that brings together 120 countries in the world. Besides the United Nations, it is the second biggest organization or formulation of states that brings together 120 countries. But these countries, what signifies them from the UN is that these are countries that come together and they are not formally aligned or against any of the major power blocks. In essence, these are developing countries whose interests may be unique in one way or the other. So the main purpose for which NAM was formulated is actually to take care, advance, promote the social, political, economic interests of these developing countries, where they sit periodically or annually to discuss their issues, their concerns as developing countries. And NAM was, we are going to host NAM in Uganda, which is a very big opportunity. And I think, as many people may be aware, this is the 19th summit that is coming on board. The 18th summit, I think, sat in Azerbaijan, Baku. So ours is coming this year this month. We are happy and privileged to have this very important, huge summit.
Okay.
I think one of the first of its kind, where we are going to host 120 states.
That's where my question comes in. How is the hotel industry ready for NAM?
It's not a duty of only the hotel, but government and Uganda per se.
The government has done its part. We are looking at now the private sector, and the industry, which is the hotel industry, that we are going to accommodate our guests. But
Uganda has the capacity, as we speak today, to take care of all these guests in good hands, in good professional hotels, in and around Kampala. We have a huge capacity beyond what we expect.
Do we have enough facilities?
We have enough facilities, we have the expertise. And the good thing is that this summit has come at the time when hotels have been enjoying the peak seasons. And during the peak seasons, when hotels are busy, that is when we exercise high standards. So the hotels are ready to receive the guests, and we expect the best services. However, I need to only implore the operators, the employers, managers, and the workers to work closely together in unison to ensure that they offer the very best of the services that they can. As you are all aware, this summit, when they talk of 120, the influx of people that are going to come here are actually so many.
Those are countries, and we are expecting 500 to 1,000 guests.
So
around
every country is
around the globe.
and a delegation. It's not just one representative or two, but a delegation of them. But these numbers, they sound big, but the hotels are many, many enough to accommodate them, even when they were 5,000 or 10,000. We have the capacity as Uganda as of now. My only prayer is that the managers must also comprehend the fact that we are hosting an international big event where the country is being put to test. It is not the first summit that has been held. It is the 18th. So as they move around the membership states, they rate where did they get the best services. So it is important that this is a world of competition. If we offer the very best services, these people will keep coming. They will go and market our services in all the 120 countries without us paying for the marketing tool. So it is a very big opportunity for Uganda, and we must use it to ensure that we market Uganda more by offering the best of the best. That is my advice to the operators. When it comes to the rest of us in Uganda, this summit has a lot of attributes. One big attribute is the revenue that comes with it. All these people that are coming in here are going to be paid for. They are going to pay for the services that they will receive. And when the payments are made, as a country we shall receive revenue. As operators in the private sector, they will also receive revenue. The workers therein shall also receive their income in terms of salaries and other allowances. Even the person who is in the real private sector, even in agriculture, we are going to buy food from our local people. We are going to have milk from our producers in the countryside.
Everyone is going to benefit.
So everybody is a beneficiary in this summit. And it is therefore our duty to ensure and advise ourselves to do the best that we can. Everybody is going to have a share on this, on the proceeds of this summit. So
Mr. Mauku, you talked about how busy Kampalan hotels are when it is about this season. And this is the same season we are hosting NAM. Are you not worried that our hotels are already full and perhaps our guests may lack where to
We have enough rooms
sleep
here, my brother. I'm telling you, hotels here have been operating between 40 and 60%.
And Kampala alone?
Kampala alone.
Occupancy rate is about 61.4%.
Yes.
Already. We are remaining with about 40.9%.
40.9%
that
has
is
more
available.
than 10,000 rooms. But we're expecting about 1,000 guests. So the rooms are available. That's not an issue of worry. The rooms that we have in Kampala are more than 10,000. So even when we have rooms that have been occupied, the level of 61%, we still have the fort that will still constitute more than 2,000 rooms.
You talked about facilities. Which kind of facilities are we talking about to interest our guests and be assured that indeed our accommodation is well and safe?
You know, the hotels that we have in Uganda, as of now, have been graded. We have 5-star hotels, 5-star silver, 5-star gold. We have 4-star, 3-star. All these are hotels that have standardized facilities that are capable of hosting an international guest. Several on the 2-star hotels, which could also have very good facilities, but lacking some of them, like the other amenities, like the recreation activities in the hotel. They may not be there, but when this 2-star has a very good standard room, just same as Sheraton, or sometimes even better, but just because it is smaller in size, it may not be rated at 3-star or 4-star or 5-star. So the facilities in the hotels are good enough to host. And all these people in the private sector have been set and have been struggling to ensure that they make the best, they provide the best standards and services for all those who have been booked for these guests. There is no guest who will lack where to sleep or stay, because the rooms that we have are more than the number that we expect by far.
Interesting. Let's talk about the hospitality industry. How do you rate it? We may have the facilities, we may have these hotels, we may have all the infrastructure that we want, but when we are lacking one component, and that is the hospitality.
The hospitality
industry. How is the hospitality industry?
The hospitality industry
in this country?
Generally, Uganda is known to be one of the most highly hospitable country. By character, natural trait, Ugandans are very hospitable people. In addition, the people that we have in these hotels have been trained. They are trained people. Even those that join these hotels, when they are half-baked, there is internal mechanisms of personal development. So there is in-house training that goes on. There are briefings that go on before any session starts. The employees are briefed on what they should expect, what they should offer, what they should do during that session. So we are very competent that the employees are going to offer the best services. The employers are going to offer the best facilities during this session. There is no doubt about that. But as you know, to error is human. If an error comes, it will be sorted. There are mechanisms for attending to guests' complaints in every hotel. That is what I can promise.
Interesting. The government, in the development theory, the government cannot develop the country or the economy alone. The private sector has a very big role to play. You in the private sector, and especially in the hotel industry, your contribution in as far as the development of this country is concerned. How far?
What I can say, one is that during the Obote II regime and the past regimes, most, if not all, standardized hotels were owned by government. In 1987, under privatization, all these hotels were privatized, apart from Lake Victoria Hotel and the then Nairo Hotel. Those were the ones which were just partially privatized by a certain percentage. The rest of the hotels were sold to private sector. So as we speak today, 99.9% of the hotel industry is owned privately. It's not government. So the private sector has developed the hospitality industry immensely, both within the capital city, within the cities of Uganda, and elsewhere throughout the country. We have hotels of good standing in all parts of this country. And that is why, actually, it was by President Museveni's design that he moves national occasions in different districts. That trick incited development in the countrysides. Because, for example, if we have Women's Day being hosted in Adjumani, there must be enough accommodation for the over 300 people that have been invited. So there are facilities in almost all the countryside in terms of hotels to accommodate people to the tune of 500 in a given day. So we are very certain that the private sector has done and continues to do very well in as far as development of infrastructure in form of hotels and the hospitality industry is concerned.
Most of the hotels that we are talking about have been here for more than 30 years. We are not seeing new hotels coming up. Where is the problem?
There are very many, there are more new hotels than the old.
Really?
Actually, today, if you counted the old hotels,
but they're not meeting the standard. They're not meeting the standard of those countries that have, of those hotels that have been already in existence.
Well,
you can tell me three. If you can give me 3, 4 to 4 5-star hotels that have been established, constructed.
There are even more than that.
In
we have Hotel Triangle in Mbarara.
Yes.
It is a 5-star. We have Mbale Resort in Mbale, it is a 5-star. We have hotels in Hoima which are 4-star, about 2. We have various hotels in Kampala here. Most of the 5-star hotels are not government hotels. They were not even all the hotels. Besides Sheraton and the Serena Hotel, the rest of the 5 stars we have are all newly constructed. And many new hotels are coming in play. We have the 4 Point Hotel by Sheraton that has recently started. It is a 5-star. And it is private. We have the Proteas. They are all 5-star, most of them. 5 and 4-star. Skies. They are not government. They are private and they are new. So we have many such facilities. The only problem is that many Ugandans have found hotel business being lucrative. But many of them are not professionals. So sometimes the professional touch disturbs the growth and development of standards in a given hotel. Because the proprietor does not seem to comprehend properly the values of the profession. So that is where sometimes we have. But those proprietors who build hotels and give or offer management to those who are professional people, they are doing wonderful. And there are many such hotels. The proprietor does his facility and invites a company, a professional company, to manage.
What are you doing in this country, especially in the hotel industry, to market yourself, to make yourself sound when it comes to the African hotel industry? Because most of those hotels that sound come from different countries, especially in the neighborhood. Are we lacking somewhere in terms of marketing?
Under the notion of competitiveness, fair competition, it is not good to segregate, or these things must be done in a uniform way. The good thing in Uganda, we have a formulation called Uganda Hotel Owners Association. Uganda Hotel Owners Association brings together all hotels that are member establishments. And they always publish one magazine. They do things together when it comes to general marketing of the country and the sector. They do their marketing together. But individually, everybody must look for business. But there is at least that organization, the Uganda Hotel Owners Association, that markets all hotels the same way, in the same forum. And they speak about their hotels in all forums, both locally and international. So under the notion of fair competition, they do it that way. But every individual hotel has its own marketing mechanisms that gives it more business than the other, because that is what everybody yearns to get. Otherwise, as for marketing, I think they are doing enough to market their businesses. It can only be augmented by UTB services, because when UTB is marketing tourism, it does not only market a lion, an elephant, or the national parks. It must also speak about the hotel facilities that we have here. And much as UTB is a government agency, and the hotels 90% or more are owned privately under the PPP arrangement, you find that we have to collaborate and coordinate and share information so that the marketing is done by both agencies and organizations concurrently.
You agree with me that the 19th NAM Summit, Kampala Summit, is an extraordinary event or summit. What are you doing extraordinary in the hotel industry, in the hospitality industry, to make sure that this Kampala Summit is perceived in good terms, especially when it comes to our visitors?
Personally, I am not an operator, but I speak to all operators of these hotels. What we have been discussing with those of the operators that we have started with is the issue of service delivery. On issues to do with security, it is their government. And
that is a different institution.
I'm pretty sure it is fine. When it comes to issues of receiving this guest, right from the airport to the hotel to any other place that she will go until he gets back, it's the duty of a number of persons and actors. We expect the people at the airport to be more smart, more hospitable, and guide these people in the most humane and hospitable way until they reach their final destinations. When they get to hotels, what we expect is high standards, good customer care, good service, good facilities, and that will make everybody happy and take Uganda as an example and market Uganda even when they go back. That is what we expect. Good service, quality service, and good standards. Maintaining these good standards is the duty of mainly the workers. So the workers
and
need
the
to
operators. These operators come
in one way or the other.
Yeah, sure.
But we are the persons that drive the seat. But we have to be supervised by our operators. So there is need for this very good and cordial working relationship between the managers and the workers to ensure that at all times there is harmony, there is unity, so that the services that are offered are not interrupted by any occurrences. That is what we pray for everybody. And there is, I was telling you that at the start of every shift, the workers need to be given a briefing by their managers. This is what we expect, this is what you must do, this is how you must do it. So that people are kept in that spirit of offering good quality service at all times.
Interesting. You talked about security. The police may not come to provide security at your hotel. And we're not supposed to, as operators, are we not supposed to ensure security, especially in our facilities?
The security of every hotel is already preserved.
Security guards. Are we not supposed to be concerned about security there than entrusting it to police, where police is going to stop somewhere?
We don't have to get worried about security issues. Those ones have been catered for in every facility where these guests have been booked. In the first instance, every hotel setting has its own security mechanisms. And most of these hotels, as you enter into every hotel, you will find government security and also private security. They mix the two. The hotel internal security and the government security are both guarding, even under normal circumstances. So security can only be beefed up, but it is already existing in all these facilities. So there is no cause for alarm on the matters of security.
Because I was thinking of someone leaving their property in the room and the next morning they don't find them. We had a case in some hotel that I don't want to mention here, but would love to ensure that our guests they leave these facilities, leave their properties there, and ensure that they are indeed in the right hands.
It is the duty of both yourself and myself to continue reminding the hotel people to ensure that such occurrences do not arise during the process, because it brings to shame the hotel itself and the country at large. Those are incidents that may arise in 1 or 2 places out of 100. You never know. Somebody could beat the security and maybe do something to disorganize this whole process and the system. But we pray that such things don't arise, and we also want to encourage our internal security people and external that are working within that hotel system to ensure that they avoid such incidents. Whether it is by an employee, whether it is by somebody who comes from outside, they must make sure that such incidents are totally minimized to avoid such inconveniences.
How professional are workers in this industry, hospitality industry, everywhere when we mention about the hotel industry? Because we may be overwhelmed by the numbers and then we end up picking some people to help us do the work when they are not actually professional. Let's start from the chefs, let's start from the waiters and the waitresses, let's start from whoever is going to be participating in this NAM summit. How professional are you?
I have been in touch, especially with the hotel or the resort, the Munyonyo Resort Hotel that is being identified to host this summit. Munyonyo has been employing over 800 staff. And when they were asked by government to expand for purposes of accommodating this conference, new staff have been recruited recently, and the recruitment process has been done by professional people. And it required professional people in their professions. So good interviews have been conducted. These people have been tried for some time. It's not that they have been brought today and they are starting to work tomorrow. They were recruited 2 months ago, and they have been on trial all through and serving international guests who go to the same hotel. So there is no doubt. The numbers we are talking about are seemingly big, but the same Munyonyo has ever hosted over 2,000. So these numbers will be managed by the staff and the management. I'm pretty sure.
The hotel industry, the hospitality industry seems to be still virgin, fertile soils for investment. How best can we attract the foreign investors to come and invest here in Uganda, especially in the hotel industry?
Probably you're missing a fact. It's not, hotel industry is not still a virgin area. We have so many hotels as of now. What I can say
so
is
it's not good fertile soil for someone to...
Not apparently, even
Hope you are not discouraging the investors.
I am not discouraging. you know, at some time, even before Chogam, the Development Bank was discouraging investment in the hotel industry.
Why?
Within Kampala. Within
Kampala.
The Kampala area, because we had more rooms than we needed at that time. Unless when we had occasions like this one. Or on a normal setting, we have more rooms than we want, because not at any one time will you fill all the rooms that we have in Kampala.
Oh, really?
No, you cannot have 100% accommodation full in all the hotels within Kampala. there is no such business. And that is what I was telling you, that during Chogam, hotels even operated at 20% room occupancy. So it has been growing over the time. And the hotels have, some of them have shot to 60% or slightly above, but we are still below. So the rooms that we have are actually many for Kampala business. So I wouldn't wish to tell anybody that Kampala, the hotel industry is still virgin. We have reasonable, but it depends on the quality of rooms that you are going to. The competition is free. You can even double the number of rooms here, and everybody will get some business. But rare does it happen that all hotels are full at one day, in one go. But for upcountry,
there is no kind of hotel that we don't need, that is lacking in the industry.
We have all the stars, maybe if we are yearning for 7 star, but we have all the stars in the developing countries. We have 5-star gold, 5-star silver, 5-star, when 4, 3, 2, and those that are not rated. Very many. Actually, they make the biggest number because they are smaller in sizes. But if some competition, and they will still get business. It depends on where you place your niche in the area of marketing. You can see they are raising another hotel, that is Hilton. Hilton is just coming besides or beneath. That is also a 5-star. They have just finished 4 points
of Sheraton.
By Sheraton. It is a 5-star, and it will compete. It is competing. So I cannot discourage anybody who wishes to build a hotel.
So you would encourage them to invest outside Kampala?
Outside Kampala is more lucrative as of now, for purposes of tourists, because our tourism industry is growing every other time.
Interesting. Let's talk about food. When it comes to hotels, we all know it's not about accommodation, but food is very important. And Uganda has been praised of different kinds of foods, especially when it comes to fruits.
Fruits we have. People come here and praise us for organic food. So I want to encourage the hotels to actually go for organic stuff, so that they praise themselves and they serve that organic
pineapple.
Pineapple, mango. The taste of pineapple in France, in Europe, is quite different. The taste of banana in those other countries is quite different from ours. So people are coming to also enjoy. It is a tourist attraction in one way or the other. Uganda, a country with organic food.
What kind of foods have you prepared for our guests?
All sorts of cuisines. All sorts. If you want African, you'll go African. If you want your style, you'll find it there. Hotels have chefs from different countries, and they can do cuisines of different countries. So they will find everything that they require or they need. You can even place your order in advance for something specialized. You will always find it.
We have had Lebanese, we have had different people coming in Uganda.
Yes.
For those who have not been used to our kind of foods, we have chefs that can prepare their dishes.
We have specialized chefs, and the operators have been considering this as their business to showcase what they can do.
And all these hotels?
Most of the hotels, I can't say all, but most of the hotels that are 4-star and above, they have chefs that are that standard, that you just prescribe the menu you want and they'll do the dish you want. As long as your order is placed in good time. Because there are always those specifications. We do not this, or we want to eat this type of dish. A menu will be set for different people, different days. That is what happens in hotels.
Someone was telling me, tell me of a hotel that they do some entertainment. Do you also do entertainment? People have been busy during that day and they have come to rest, eat food, and sleep. But apart from those two, do you have entertainment, especially in these hotels, that you are going to make our guests feel at home?
A number of things and programs have been done. On the program for each day, there are different items. Where there is need for entertainment, you can't have a summit without entertainment. People want to know what type of culture, what type of dances, what type of entertainment does Uganda offer. It is the time for Uganda to showcase what we also have and what we can do. So all those things have been organized. During the time of the occasion, I mean the summit itself, and even in some of the hotels where these people are going to be residing, because not all of them will stay in the same one hotel. So this has been done by the hotel settings. Requests have been placed for those who are interested in specific hotels are going to handle. The hotel may not necessarily have an entertainment group they hire. They hire out these entertainment groups that we have around.
Let's talk about tourism. You're also coming from the tourism sector, and you've been doing great things that we really appreciate as a country. But when it comes to the 19th Non-Allied Movement Kampala Summit 2024, what are some of the tourism sites that you have prepared and organized to take through our guests?
You know, Uganda Wildlife Authority is our biggest tourism provider, and they conserve for generations. So all the national parks are ready for any guest anytime. So all the parks, the ones that are nearer, the nearest is Lake Mburu, but we also have the zoo.
As we are here in Kampala.
In Entebbe, where you can see 10 lions at a go, 10
all kinds of animals.
Within 1 kilometer. So we have enough to showcase the tourism facilities that we have in Uganda. It will only depend on the time that our guests will be having. Those who have some free time are going to enjoy the tourism rides around. Otherwise, as for a country, I cannot speak for UWA. I'm not the spokesperson, but I know what happens in UWA. They are always ready all the time to showcase what they have. One of the most interesting tourist attraction to me is the Makshin Falls, top of falls. I have been to all these tourist attractions in the country. I find that the most interesting. Animals can be seen everywhere. But the top of falls, Makshin Falls, is only in Uganda.
Only in Uganda.
Where you have
and the source of Nile.
And the source of the Nile. So I want to implore our, especially UTB. I've not seen enough on Entebbe Road of UTB. I've not seen enough of Uganda Wildlife Authority on Entebbe Road. This would have been the time for UTB to raise the flags and to advertise on these billboards when 120 countries are coming at a go into our country. Even at the airport, they would be everywhere. They would litter the whole airport with the tourism attraction adverts. I've not seen this, and I want to encourage Uganda Wildlife Authority to use the little time possible to ensure that there is enough advertisement of our facilities, and same applies to UTB.
Are we in any way lacking in the tourism sector that we need to improve?
The improvements that I can call for the tourism sector is the budget. Tourism sector is one of the leading foreign exchange earners, but when it comes to appropriation of the national budget, they are not given that consideration. What we earn from tourism is not commensurate with what we get to invest into tourism. And also probably I would have wished to advise that the tourism marketing needs to focus a little more on the indigenous people than on the outsiders. Because even here, there are people who have
Maybe
capacity.
the indigenous have not availed themselves to tap into these opportunities
Oh,
that
no,
are available.
the indigenous people need to be informed repetitively. Adverts require a lot of expenditure in terms of influencing, and if you can't convince somebody, you had better confuse but get the attention of this person if you are interested. There are very many serious
Maybe they have
people
not
in Uganda here who have the capacity to tour any park. I one time went to, Moshi in Tanzania, and I found Ugandans there who had gone to see the very animals that we have here. Two couples, Ugandans, in a national park about 200 kilometers away.
In Tanzania?
Yes, in Tanzania. And they said they had gone to tour. For me, I had gone there for a workshop. And when I interacted with them, they said, we have come here for a tour. But I asked, do you know Maction Falls?
No.
They said, no, we have never been there. So it is important that we do local marketing, encourage people, go to schools and encourage schools to take these children for tour in the national parks. Subsidize for children so that they can disturb us as parents to take them there. We can even say when a child comes, a parent comes with a child, the child doesn't pay. So children will force us to go and tour these tourist attractions within the country, other than only relying 90% on the foreigners. I was one time in China and went to Chairman Mao's palace, where there are always thousands. They were telling us that each day they receive between 30 to 35 tourists. But at one day, we kept there for about 4 hours. We were the only Africans. They are Chinese touring their own attractions. So we also need to develop that notion of touring.
It is the same thing here. If you go to our national park, you'd find whites there and a few blacks.
Blacks are very rare. And if they are blacks, they are not Ugandans. The only Ugandans you find in the parks are the tour guides, but not tourists.
Let's talk about supermarkets. For the guests that would love to do shopping here in Uganda, and be specific here in the Kampala metropolitan.
We have a number
of them have closed. Even those that are there, we don't know the standard. I would love to know how ready they are when it comes to the 19th Non-Allied Movement Kampala Summit.
What I would first of all say is that Uganda has so many supermarkets, both international and local.
How many international are we talking about?
The international supermarkets that we have here, today I think only have Carrefour. Carrefour is the only international supermarket surviving. It took over from this South African supermarket. It was ShopRite.
Yes, ShopRite.
So it bought all the ShopRite stores, and it is one of the best supermarkets that I can recommend, Carrefour. But there are other supermarkets also that are local, that are up to the standards, and where people can be encouraged to go and do some shopping. But the other supermarkets that are very important for the tourists is Buganda Road, where we sell our own things, the cultural art and design things. Then National Theatre. Besides, what happens? What is found in a supermarket is found everywhere. But when you go to that supermarket called National Theatre, you see something that you have never seen in your country. And people prefer buying souvenirs. Souvenirs are not always found in supermarkets. They are found in these art and craft shops. And we have a number of them in different areas. Some of them are carvings there by the roadsides, as when you
I expected them to be on the roadside to attract, like you said, that
definitely
you would expect
when you use this
little bit.
Kawangwala road, there are so many such crafts that you can find, and they are attractive to our guests, but also the centers where they are most concentrated is National Theatre and then Buganda Road. Those are some of the areas that we can encourage people to go and look at new things that are culture in nature. And then the few tourist attractions that we have also within Kampala, like the museum, the Kasubi tombs,
Yes,
the
the Kasubi tombs.
Namugongo shrine,
Shrines.
such things. I would wish that those who are interacting, the forefront people with these guests, could be talking about some of the things that we have that can be of attraction to our guests during their free time.
One can tell that according to your submission, you are more than ready to receive the non-allied movement guests that are coming for the 19th NAM Kampala Summit. I believe that you are going to benefit, and I would love from you and to the workers that you represent and the operators, assure the people of Uganda how you are ready, but also how they can tap into all these opportunities. Some people still believe that this is a summit for the government. It is a summit, the guests that are going to benefit those big institutions and big hotels. But assure the people of Uganda that even you, where you're seated and operating a very small business, you may benefit in one way or the other from the 19th Non-Allied Movement Kampala Summit.
You have said it correctly. This summit is very crucial, important for all of us as Ugandans, because all of us as a country, we shall benefit from it. One fact is that while it is a hotel business, but the hotel does not grow sweet potatoes. And they will eat it. The hotel does not grow pumpkins. It is the other local person in Busunju. The hotel does not have a farm for cows. You get so what,
the Irish
what all these people are going to eat is coming from the countryside, from the common person. The people in Nakasero and those that are buying these fruits and vegetables, please just try to have the best quality so that we exhibit what we have, what we can grow in Uganda as a country. Otherwise, the benefit is to all of us, including the person who is a taxi driver. This one guest may say, may I take a taxi to go and check on this? So even the taxi driver will benefit. The person selling fuel at a petrol station will definitely benefit, because the taxi can't go without fuel. So all of us are beneficiaries. And what I want to encourage the people is, wherever you are approached, wherever you have any service to offer, try to offer the very best that you can. I want to implore the workers within these hotels and the tourism sector and the supermarkets and those other places where they sell souvenirs like Buganda Road and National Theatre, try to exhibit maximum hospitality during this time and even beyond when we have these visitors. I want to implore the employers and the operators of the hotel sector to ensure that you treat workers humanely, continue to advise, continue to educate, continue to train them to offer the best services during this summit and even beyond. The benefit is to all of us.
Interesting. This brings us to the end of our conversation. We have been talking about hospitality industry in Uganda, and we are ready as a country, and Kampala and many other places around, and the people of Uganda to benefit from the 19th Non-Allied Movement Kampala Summit that is starting on 15th to 20th January 2024. You've heard from the horse's mouth. I can't add any other word. We love you, the people of Uganda, and as UBC, we promise to keep inspiring you, and we shall do that. And we'll bring you more editions of about non-allied movement. Keep it UBC, for God and my country. allow me to sign out, and thank you, Moses Mauku, for making time to come and
You're
talk to the
most
people of
welcome.
Uganda.
You're most welcome.
Thank you, the people of Uganda. This brings us to the end of our edition, and many thanks to the team that I worked with.